Let's get started with our first news. Nate Diaz versus Max Holloway. That's right, Josh Thompson and Big John McCarthy recently weighed in on the wild idea of Max Holloway facing Nate Diaz for the BMF title at 70 pounds. And yeah, it's exactly the kind of fight that gets people talking. After Max's gritty and unforgettable win over Dustin Poirier to defend the BMF belt, his stock has absolutely skyrocketed. It wasn't just the win, it was the way he won. Toughness, heart, and that signature Max style, with Nate now looking to make his UFC return. Suddenly, this matchup doesn't seem like just fantasy, it feels real. It feels like something the UFC might actually do. Now, Nate has several potential opponents lined up. Of course, there's Conor McGregor, there's Michael Chandler, and yes, there's Jorge Masvidal, who Nate already beat in a boxing match just a few months ago. Masvidal's been teasing a return to MMA too. But what makes the Nate vs Max idea so intriguing is the style clash and the name value. Let's be honest, Nate Diaz might be 40 years old now, and sure, he's not hanging with the elite anymore, but that's never really been the point, has it? People don't watch Nate to see technique perfection or 5-round dominance. They watch because he fights. Fans love watching him go to war, and that's exactly what Josh Thompson pointed out in their conversation. He said the UFC doesn't really care about its legends in the traditional sense. It's all about the numbers, the spectacle, the clicks. Holloway versus Diaz wouldn't be a rankings move. It's not about who's next in line for the title. It's about two fan favorites, two absolute dogs, going toe-to-toe in a fight that could break the internet. Nate brings in great numbers. Conor brings in great numbers. Alex brings in good numbers. So what's the UFC gonna do? They're gonna keep beating those damn dead horses with a stick. And you know what? That's okay. That's the whole point. Josh emphasized that it's important for the UFC to bring back guys like Nate, because even if they're not at the top of the sport anymore, these are fighters that still bring eyeballs. These are fights that get fans excited, even if it's not for gold. Even if it's not number 1 versus number 2, who cares? Max Holloway at 70 pounds? Sure, I like that fight. It might not be good for Nate, but it'd still be fun. It'd still be a spectacle. That's what matters. Now, when they talked about Michael Chandler versus Nate, yeah, now that's a better matchup. A little more even, maybe more fireworks. Big John was like, "Thank you. I'm glad I made that fight for you, and yeah, it's a good one." Of course, the Conor one is always lingering there in the shadows, never truly gone. That trilogy has its own legacy, so just with those two, Chandler and Holloway, you've already got gold. And Josh even mentioned Colby Covington as a potential name in the mix, although he admitted it probably wouldn't be a great fight. Still, the marketing, that would be fun. The build-up, the trash talk, the headlines. There are so many paths here, so many storylines, and Nate Diaz is right at the center of it all. That's why he's still relevant. That's why he still matters in this game. Now, moving on to our second story, Conor McGregor is back in the testing pool, and he's mocking Ilia Topuria. You heard that right. After months, no years of questions surrounding his return, Conor McGregor now claims he's officially re-entered the UFC's anti-doping testing pool. The Notorious One dropped the news in the most Conor way possible, loud, bold, and completely unapologetic. He posted a photo on his Instagram story showing a blood tester visiting him on his yacht, no less. Not a gym, not a training center, a yacht. The caption read, "Blood tester on my yacht." It's a sentence only McGregor could deliver with such casual bravado. Then he followed it up with a close-up image of his shoulder showing the bandage from the blood draw. The caption, "Blood from the shoulder." But come on, this is Conor we're talking about. He didn't stop there. Next, he posted a photo of himself holding a cup of his own urine, looking proud as ever. The caption was pure gold. "I piss excellence." That's right, capital letters, full swagger. All confidence. That's classic Conor McGregor, making even a drug test look like an event. Then came the video. In it, Conor flashed his bandaged shoulder once again and addressed fans directly. The caption read, "I gave my first blood test. That is what the plaster is on my shoulder. I am elastic. I am in shape." You could hear the giddiness in his voice. The laugh, the unmistakable McGregor energy. Whether you love him or can't stand him, one thing is clear, he knows how to make headlines. And just like that, the return of the Notorious has become the talk of the MMA world once again. But wait, it wouldn't be a Conor McGregor moment without a bit of trolling. And this time, the target was none other than UFC featherweight champion Ilia Topuria. Conor posted a hilarious photoshopped image with Ilia's head superimposed onto Conor's own body, sporting his signature mohawk, and topped it all off with several laughing crying emojis. It was a shot across the bow. It was disrespectful. It was perfectly Conor. Just like that, the internet lit up. Is this a sign that Conor wants to fight Ilia? Or is it just him poking fun, staying relevant, and planting seeds for future chaos? No one knows for sure, but the speculation has started to swirl. When will Conor fight? Will it be Michael Chandler, as previously expected? Could Nate Diaz make a UFC return and finally close out that epic trilogy? Or could Conor shock everyone and go after someone new, maybe even Topuria himself? Either way, one thing is certain. When Conor McGregor makes noise, the MMA world listens. His return to the testing pool might seem like a small update, but for fans and critics alike, it's the first domino. The hype train is rolling again, and like it or not, the circus is back in town. Now let's move on to another hot story. Arman Tsarukyan says Justin Gaethje needs to fight him before getting that title shot. Arman didn't hold back when he appeared on King of Violence with Chuck Liddell. He made one thing absolutely clear: if Justin wants a crack at that lightweight belt, he's got to go through Arman first. No shortcuts, no legacy passes, just war. Let's break it down. Despite Justin Gaethje openly saying he'd consider retiring if he doesn't get the next shot at the title, Arman simply isn't buying the narrative. In fact, he doesn't think Justin deserves it, at least not right now. According to Arman, Gaethje's recent win over Fiziev doesn't carry enough weight. Fiziev was ranked number 11 or 12 at the time, not top 5, not a title eliminator. Arman said, "Of course I want the title, but right now it makes sense to fight with Gaethje because he just beat number 11 or 12 Fiziev. That's not enough. He doesn't deserve the title fight. That's 100." But Arman didn't stop there. He brought facts and fire. He reminded everyone that Gaethje lost to Max Holloway, and that was on short notice. Holloway stepped in with very little preparation and still dominated. Not only that, Arman mentioned that Fiziev had taken the Gaethje fight on just 5 days' notice. 5 days, and he still nearly pulled it off. It wasn't domination, it was a close decision. Arman made his point loud and clear. He won barely. It was a decision. And now he's talking about a title shot. It's not fair. This isn't just talk. This is a challenge. Arman Tsarukyan is calling out Gaethje with full confidence. He's not trying to sneak into a title fight. He's trying to earn it by taking out a top dog. He wants that smoke, and more importantly, he's ready for it. So now the pressure shifts to the UFC. What do they do? Do they reward Gaethje for his exciting career and huge fan base? Or do they make him prove he's still at the top of the food chain by facing a hungry, dangerous contender like Arman? This is one of those matchups that defines the future of the division. If Arman wins, he jumps to the front of the line. If Gaethje wins, he proves he's still got it, and maybe walks straight into that long-awaited title shot. Either way, the fans win. Right now, the lightweight division is on fire. Whether it's Nate Diaz versus Max Holloway, Conor McGregor causing chaos from his yacht, or Arman forcing his name into the championship picture, MMA is delivering storylines that are chaotic, unpredictable, and absolutely electric. From veterans chasing one last dance, to fresh contenders demanding respect, to the wild personalities lighting up social media. This is why we love this sport: the drama, the matchups, the grit. And at this very moment, the game is wide open.